Hello everybody, it's Decentralized Dave, and this is my update to the FameTime series because this series is my track record. So I'm supposed to always do video whenever I change exposure. And I am changing my exposure as we speak. I've already been changing it for the past days. Sorry for taking this long to make this video. And actually I should have taken this video at the end of May when I got the first time the idea that actually I should start scaling to cash. I should go to cash. Because actually that's when I discovered, and I also paid attention to it in my presentation that I did at the end of the sentiment. I discovered the everybody started meme clowning, and then I even discovered there are celebrities in crypto and launching their coins and earning tens of mils, hundreds of mils. And also, as I was going also through the arguments of the some on-chain data and studying the cycles further, I've also discovered that actually we really are, it's not just like people say 4-year cycles, but also in some other data I also think that we are a little too early, and I think that is a reasonable chance that we really have time to peak the next year. There is actually not any rule or like, except for impatience of the masses, there is like nothing that would suggest that we have to peak this year. So there is time, and I have actually a couple of other reasons why I started scaling to cash. I'm not gonna go through all of them, not in detail, because these videos are supposed to be short. So I was already like 20% cash this morning or so, 25 I think. I'm 40% something I believe right now, because I actually dumped lots of my Pepe today, like a few hours ago. Yeah, also my portfolio was mostly meme coins. I was actually I had no idea that they can actually come back, and they can have their meme season in May. When I was buying them back, or when I was rotating into them as well, I actually started rotating into memes in late February or so, when I liquidated my Laxo. I mean, I cut whole my Laxo position. But let's not talk about the exposures. Let's not talk about the portfolio composition. Let's just stick to the topic. So I am about 40-something% in cash, and I can see more and more altcoins losing their bull market support bands. And also I saw the other index, all the altcoins except top 10. They've lost the bull market support band. Everything started losing it, and this is not just that they lost it and now they're gonna reclaim it fast. There is only one exception to that, and that's why I still have like majority crypto, but it's going to very soon probably swing to majority cash, because I think the chance is getting smaller for that, at least for now, at least for the summer, or at least for these months, if not the whole summer, at least not these first months. So I think that still Bitcoin can, yes, if Bitcoin would go to the new all-time highs, it would actually brought many altcoins back to life. And I think the only way how I can see this happening is if the S&P 500 continues going parabolic to 6,000, even now in the summer. But I think that would be also a little bit of the stretch. I think that the S&P 500 is going to stop soon pumping and correct back. And I think that also the summers are usually more quiet, right? I think that also Wall Street is less active. And I think that we could get a summer where we will go pretty much just sideways, kind of. But sideways for crypto would mean that the Bitcoin goes back to 50-something K, where I really think, and also I presented in my presentation, we should come back to reset the sentiment fully. And once that happens, and now with altcoins having lost all the support bands, like they're going to go, like some of the altcoins are already below the October lows. It's just crazy to see them, and there is like no floor for them, and more are dropping, and usually when something drops to the bull market support band, it stays below it for months. So that's another argument. When I see these droppings, I do not think it's going to magically recover immediately. I think people are impatient, and also another argument to back this up is when I see the sentiment. like people are not bearish. People are kind of fabricating the bearishness. They are trying to find some bears out there to pick and to point like, look, like we are bearish, like look, this guy is bearish. And that's literally like one guy or few guys, and yeah, and literally they are kind of like just bearish, just by default. What you want to see is when you see bulls turning bearish, and not just one guy, one obscure guy, or one guy with 100,000 followers. You want to see masses, you want to see many influencers with 100k followers and more, ideal million, to turn bearish. That's when you can say that now the sentiment is really reset, now it's getting good. But in order to do that, we have to come back to 50k and stay there. Now, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? It means that we can go up to 4 trillion this summer. That's my projection, my most bullish projection that I see realistic. And that would only be probably conditioned if the S&P 500 continues, as I said, parabolic. So if this happens, and since the altcoins have dropped so much, like they won't go in a straight line, they're going to also have to come back a little bit and then correct. And I think there would be still plenty of time, or at least one good opportunity to still to come back to some positions. So I will stay active and watch the markets, but I am scaling to cash as we speak.